Hello everyone, I'm One Sheep yet again, and today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk a little bit about the new anime series called Dragon Ball Super that just got released pretty recently, as in today. And basically just my first impressions of the show, because for those of you who may not know, I'm a massive fan of Dragon Ball. Like, I've watched Dragon Ball growing up, I watched Dragon Ball the original series, I've watched Dragon Ball Z, I've watched GT, which isn't as good arguably as the first two, but that's beside the point. But with the first episode of Dragon Ball Super, I feel like I just have this obligation really to talk about it. And to start things off, I want to talk about the tone of the show, because from what I've noticed, it's actually a bit of a mix between the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z in tone, so it's somewhere of a middle ground. So it's very light-hearted, kind of like the original Dragon Ball, but I can see it's possibly having a lot of action later down the line, just like Z, so I'm kind of really looking forward to that. The new ending and opening songs, I love them. You can actually hear them in the background of this video now as I'm talking, and honestly, this is only going to be a short video because it's just a sort of first impression sort of deal. You know, I'm only talking about what I think of the show, you know, from what I've seen. And yeah, I like it for the most part. It takes place just after the Majin Buu saga on Majin Buu saga of Dragon Ball Z, so it's basically a continuation of Z through and through. And it takes place just before, I believe, like maybe 3 or 4 months before, I forget the time period, the first movie, which is Battle of the Gods, which isn't actually the first movie, but it's the first canon movie, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And from what I can tell, it's actually going to go into past Battle of Gods and go on into its own thing later down the line. But as a first episode, I really do enjoy it. It's got a lot of build-up involving like Videl, Marion, Gohan. There's loads of build-up involving that. It's got this huge fight scene with Goten and Trunks against the Snake, and the animation, actually, I love the animation quality. It's extremely fluid. Like, I remember I'd gone back to the old Dragon Ball episodes before quite recently, and things sort of seem rather choppy. You know, they haven't aged too well. Like, there's a fight scene, for example, where it just looks like this. You know, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, the animation is very smooth. I love the humor as well. There's quite a couple of gags that actually had me chuckling to myself quite a bit. So all in all, I'm quite looking forward to the series. It's actually exceeded my expectations. So yeah, and we also got to see a little bit about Beerus, you know, Lord Beerus, the god of destruction from Battle of the Gods as well, and I'm assuming it's just before he falls asleep before Battle of the Gods, so maybe it takes place 3 or so years before. I don't know the time scales, I'm not very good with that sort of thing. But honestly, I just love the fact they're introducing all the stuff in Battle of the Gods, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to bring down the line, because I hear they're going to go to different universes later in the series, so yeah. Hopefully it's a good time. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, check out the first episode. It is only subbed right now. There is no dub, which is a bit distressing if you're like me and you can't stand the Japanese Goku voice. Seriously, the Japanese voice gets to me. I can't stand the Japanese Goku voice. But yeah, if you don't mind watching this subbed, check it out right now. It's really worthwhile, I must say myself. What is that noise? But anyway, that's all I gotta say about this, so thank you all for watching, and yeah, check it out. It seems like it could be a very long-running good show, and just like the other Dragon Ball series is. I know Dragon Ball GT doesn't have its fans, but I liked it for what it was. It wasn't as good as Z, it wasn't good as the original Dragon Ball, but it was a good show, so hopefully this is still up to the quality at the end of the day for Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z sets, and it seems like so far it's on a good start. So yeah.